Welcome back, pock pickers. There's an image for you.
Pock pickers.
Yeah, pock pickers. Yeah, that was a sort of slightly less popular approach to the start of the show.
You couldn't decide between pop and pox, could you?
Yeah, pox pickers, pop packs. Anyway, welcome to the old Anorak radio show podcast video thing with me, Chris Young, and the lovely James Lang. Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm all right, Christopher. Yourself?
It's great to see you.
Yeah, likewise. It's great to see me always. Oh, sorry, it's great to see you as well.
Yeah, no, damage done now, mate. That
worked.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just burble on now. So the whole idea of this show is to introduce the uninitiated into a 20th century music, of which we are both nerds, really, aren't we, James?
We are.
We are old anoraks. We are train spotters. We are people who get excited about things that maybe other people don't get excited about, but we want you to be excited about. So, what on earth is happening this week, James?
Well, Christopher, this week we're going to be focusing on country. So, as per the last 3 weeks, we're each going to choose our ideal country band.
Right.
So we're going to have 5 members to pick, and I'm going to run through the rules that we're working to.
I think that's a splendid idea
for that mass audience of ours to be able to play along in the comments.
Yeah, and you'll be very welcome, mass audience.
Absolutely, yeah. And let us know what you think.
Yeah.
So the first rule is that every musician must have been active in the 20th century, which means they must have at least released one commercially available recording before January 1st in the year 2000. Secondly, you can pick up to 5 band members, but you've got to have a minimum of 3. Third, they all have to play different instruments. And fourth, you can't have more than one member from any one band. So you could have Lennon, but not McCartney from the Beatles. Or either Lennon or McCartney, but not both, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And the last thing, which is the most important, is for every band member you choose in your fantasy band, list in the comments a song they featured on so we can get a taste of what they were all about.
Okay.
Back to you, Christopher.
Well, that sounds delicious. Okay, so country. I picked Peru. I thought Peru were a great country. So I've got 5 Peru. Have I done it wrong already?
You might have done, but
okay.
Then again, I consulted the musical encyclopedia of It's a Knockout.
Where have we gone?
Yeah.
What has happened?
There's a tangent that's lost every bit of the audience already.
Which weird. Anyway, right. Okay. So do you want me to introduce our dear listener to the first step into my country band?
Who's your first member? And when I say member, we're not speaking.
We're not.
So.
And this, none of the people that I've chosen are from Peru. Okay, so that was just.
Oh, so Paddington's not in the band then?
Well, I think because he got the UK equivalent of a green card. Actually, no, I think he'll be deported within a month. Given
probably, yeah, and his marmalade sandwich would be confiscated.
Yes. Right, as contraband.
Take it away, Mr. Young.
So I have started with, and I'm going to go on some weird detours, James, that you're not going to thank me for.
Yeah, that's okay. I can do detours.
Okay, so the singer Marty Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
He was a country singer, and it's one of the few songs that I almost know by heart. The odd word might be missing, but it was part of my childhood, part of who I am. And the song is El Paso.
Rose's Cantina,
which won a Grammy Award in 1961.
It's a fantastic track.
I mean, it's an incredible track, but
it's cinematic, isn't it?
It is cinematic, but if you look at it under the magnifying glass of today's creation of weird misogyny, which we were brought up on stuff like this. That this is what it is to be a man, and this story also told what it is to be a woman, and good Lord, really. Heavens to Murgatroyd. So it starts off really well. Okay, right, sit comfortably. So, out in the West Texas town of El Paso. I'm going to give it, it's still a West Texas town. I mean, it's massive now, but he fell in love with a Mexican girl. Nighttime would find me in Rosa's Cantina. Music would play and Felina would whirl. So, that's a love story in the making, isn't it? It's lovely. Boy meets girl. He sees her, and then, James,
Christopher,
here we go. Blacker than night were the eyes of Felina. Now, bear in mind, all she has done is whirl, and probably served a drink. Okay, that's all she's done. Whirl and serve a drink. Blacker than night were the eyes of Felina. Wicked and evil while casting their spell. My love was deep for this Mexican maiden. I was in love, but in vain I could tell. So all Felina has done is whirl, and she's evil suddenly.
Now, I'm going to, at this point, obviously we both know the rest of the song, but up to this point so far, I'm not seeing misogyny. I'm seeing somebody who's really pissed off with one particular woman.
Okay.
Probably because he's been getting a knockback.
Yeah.
And he's got the horn something awful.
So not misogyny, more sort of.
I think it's just bitterness and spite.
Oh, okay.
For that one individual at this point in the song.
All right. So okay, I'm going to accept that. But then some poor gadgie wanders in. Okay.
Is that the line?
Yeah, some poor gadgie wanders in. It didn't rhyme originally, but they apparently he was as wild as the West Texas wind, this bloke. So he was dashing and daring. A drink he was sharing with wicked Felina, the girl that I loved. So she's still wicked. So unless she was actually drinking wicked, which I think maybe they invented it in El Paso. She was drinking.
Would that have been the blue stuff, perhaps?
She was drinking the blue stuff. Yeah. So she's necking that, and so maybe she was a sort of an advertising agent for that drink product. So long story short, he challenges this guy for the love of this woman who doesn't love him anyway, and the guy goes, sorry, what? I'm just having a... And in no time at all, he's been shot dead, okay? For the love of this woman who's wicked, because she didn't... So somehow she became kind of his property in his mind, that this woman belongs to me, therefore I have to dispatch you.
That sounds like... That just sounds like typical... I was going to say teenage romantic attachment, but it's probably male romantic attachment at most ages.
I mean, growing up, it does sound like an average Saturday night in Corby, but with Felina whirling and but this is the stuff we were brought up at. She has no identity other than whirling, and and she's either going to be with him or with some other gadget that she. Anyway, so. Marty Robbins, greatest song of all time, and look what it's done to us. It's
entertained me no end over the years.
Me too. And as I say, it's one of the few songs that I know all the way through. And spoiler alert: it doesn't end well for our protagonist. But yeah, download it, have a listen to it, watch it, and you're right, it is cinematic, but it's weird. I think is what it is. So he's my lead singer, although he's been shot dead on the way back to Rose's Cantina.
Marty Robbins is your lead singer.
Yeah,
you know, it's unusual to start off with the singer, isn't it? Because so far we've been doing it.
Yeah, that's because I'm doing what I want. Okay, I'm mixing it up. Okay,
you do that, son. You do that.
Yeah. So,
I'm going to just add a little addendum to your thing
cool.
there. The album that track would have featured on would have been what's it called? Gunfighter Ballads.
Yes.
Western Songs and Gunfighter Ballads, or something like that.
So they sort of created a reality that maybe did exist.
And there was a second volume, imaginatively titled Gunfighter Ballads and Western Stories Volume 2.
Clever.
So
See what they did there?
Thought.
That's a real play on words there.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. It's really disappointing that you know more about my song than I do.
Well, I'm sure the roles would have been reversed if Marty Robbins had been a punk singer.
Yeah. So there we are. That's my lead singer. And I'm sorry. There's going to be. Yeah. Anyway, crack on.
Right. So I'm going to go through and leave my singer till last. So my first gadget out the blocks is Marshall Grant, he's going to be my bass player.
Right. And where would we find?
Now you're thinking,
him?
Who the bloody hell is he?
Yeah, he invented the Marshall amp, didn't he?
No, but that's a good try.
It's
good, but it's not right.
He used to fight bad guys in El Paso. He was Marshall Grant.
No, and he wasn't even the guy that fought bad guys in Gunsmoke either.
That's disappointing.
No, Marshall Grant is more famous, along with Luther Perkins, as one half of a genuinely legendary group called the Tennessee Two.
The Tennessee Two.
And they were the two mutual friends who were Johnny Cash's original backing musicians.
Oh, gosh, right.
So right back in the day, from day one, because they all learned to play their instruments at the same time.
Yeah.
And he was the famous, basically the famous metronome that kept it all chugging away, that chicka-boom style or sound.
It always made you think that you're on a train.
That's Marshall Grant on his stand-up bass.
Right. That's it.
So
what song? What album? What on earth?
Well, I'm going to, before I give you the recommended list.
Yeah.
There was a little quote, because I found a couple of interesting YouTube videos where it was an interview with Marshall Grant that was cut into two. And at the end of one of the sections, he said, our inability had more to do with our success than our ability. And I wasn't sure if I was watching YouTube about music or Newsnight.
Right.
Because that could have been a political commentary.
Yes, yeah.
Anyhow, recommended listening is... this is a box set I bought myself years ago on CD, and this is the early stuff we're talking about, made at Sun Records, from 55 to 60, I think it was. And so this box set, Johnny Cash, Walking the Line, the legendary Sun recordings.
Fantastic.
Doesn't have everything that Cash did for Sun, but it has most, and it will have all the important tracks, including... Walk the Line and Folsom Prison Blues and lots of other stuff.
So we've got Johnny Cash sort of floating like a spirit behind this.
So, we've got him in the background.
Yeah.
So, who's your next guy?
I'm loving that. Right. So...
Or is it a girl?
I went for a violinist.
A fiddler.
a fiddler, and it's Charlie Daniels from the Charlie Daniels Band. And again, I mean,
I know the song that's coming.
I hadn't realised just how much I'd been influenced by this country music. And obviously the song is "The Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was on a bike because he was way behind. He was willing to make a deal." But crikey, I mean, and how that song spoke to me, I really don't know. But I really like a song that's got a story, and this really had a story, and it had some brilliant fiddling and some really, really super stuff. So it came out in 1979, and I thought, what? I thought it was about 1,000 years older, because it feels like it's part of my DNA.
Yeah, I would have positioned it a bit earlier in the 70s.
Yeah. My research might not be the same pucker quality as yours, but I did look on both Wiki and Perplexity, which is the AI engine of my choice, and they delivered 1979 with me still thinking, nah, I'm sure it was older than that. But
I'm not quibbling, but it does. It just feels like it. It feels like I would have been younger when I remember.
Yeah, but there's a line in it which took me years to understand what on earth he was singing about, and it's Johnny rousing up your bow and play your fiddle hard. And I thought, what is rousing? And since the lovely Ella, my wonderful wife, started playing...
Is she in the room behind you?
With a gun, obviously.
Right.
She started playing the violin. And to make her violin flow nicely, you have rosin. So he made the word rosin into rousing up your bow. And that's my voyage of discovery with that song, because I had no idea what he was saying, rosin up your bow. So not just entertaining, but educational. That's who we are, James.
It's been educational for me as well, because I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
and I just kind of let that part of that line just flow past me because I just was in the song.
Yeah. Johnny rolls up your boat, pay your fiddle hard. Yeah, marvellous song. So
it is. There's a great cover as well.
Is there really?
Yeah. Maybe it's not family viewing, but I like it lots. And it's called "The Devil Went Down to Jamaica."
I'm
looking
imagining
to score some weed.
I'm imagining that it's quite a different song.
It's quite a different song. If you put that, if you just put "The Devil Went Down to Jamaica" into YouTube,
it sounds
you'll
like
get an entertaining
thing.
Cartoon-based video.
Lovely. Okay. See, we give to you on different levels here.
We do.
At the old Anorak. So what have you got for me now? I know I've just chucked a fiddler in.
Well, you've done someone that fiddles.
Yeah.
I was wanting to do someone that fiddles, but I got someone else in the same band involved before I could get them in. But anyway, that's further down the playing order. What I do want to do is make a small disclaimer here. Now, it's not that I'm going to be cheating later on in the show, but I'm simply going to be making the most of my band's limited numbers and the abilities that they bring along with them.
Okay, right.
So,
just in case.
I'm just laying the groundwork
you're
there.
Forgiven. Whatever you do.
You're bound to go, oi.
As long as you don't bring in a member of the Pogues and say that that's country and western, okay?
Yeah. Johnny, don't be a hero.
Yeah.
But that's someone else yet again. So I've got a drummist.
A drummist?
I have, yeah. A legendary country drummist called Buddy Harmon.
Now, I found legendary country drummists difficult to find because most of the sort of percussion seemed to be on your double basses and on your bass. And so anyway, crack on. Yeah,
I mean, they are few and far between. And this one, anyhow, he's played with everybody. This is Buddy Harman, like I say, and in the post Hank Williams era, anything from 1953 onwards, he's played with them all virtually, from Elvis in the 50s and 60s through Roy Orbison and Tammy Wynette and Loretta Lynn.
That must be such a brilliant adventure. Just
what a career!
Yeah.
And coming right up almost to, not to the present day, but coming up to the borderline of where our interests finish on this podcast, to the late 90s, where we worked with Gillian Welsh and what's described as a rock band sometimes, and occasionally a punk band called Ween.
Right, never know.
Ween.
Ween.
Now, if you don't know Ween, I'm going to recommend, and this is an extra recommendation, it's nothing to do with Buddy Harman, but their, let's call it their country album, and it's 12 Golden Country Greats. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, and the first gag is the title, because there's only 10 songs on it. But among the classic tunes on that album is the legendary song "Piss Up a Rope." It's everything you would have dreamed or wanted it to be if you had been a drunken student, and I was many years beyond that when I first discovered this.
It sounds like a romantic ballad.
Yeah.
Or possibly not.
Julia,
Fantastic.
how am I going to get up there?
So Ween, they're the band to watch out for.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the eclectic reach of his
fantastic
of his associations.
Right, I will look them up and have a listen.
You'll have to.
Yeah.
But just to round off with Buddy Harman, maybe his best known association was with Patsy Cline.
Okay.
Because he played on most of her Decca recordings.
Right.
Which does include some big tunes like Crazy and Walking After Midnight.
See, this is the thing, because I'm thinking crazy for, and I don't really recall much of a going on.
That's it. I mean, drumming in country is very much just sort of hold things together. It's not a featured instrument.
Like usually. A sort of a subtle pair of caressing hands to sort of...
Yeah,
right,
that's
okay.
it. So my recommended choice or listening pleasure for Buddy Harman is Sentimentally Yours by Patsy Cline on Decca in 1962.
Okay.
CD reissues on MCA.
Right, nice one.
So, what have you got for us now?
I've got more nonsense, James. More nonsense, I'm afraid.
That's not like you.
I was on a thread. I was on a...
You're on a nonsense roll.
I was. So, have you heard of a gadget called Bobby Daniels?
I'm not sure. Tell me more.
So Bobby Daniels was the drummer on Coward of the County.
So you did find a country drummer then?
I did find a country drummer, but even then, like you say, he doesn't feature much in it. But it was a Kenny Rogers song, and it was 1979, and this was another song that I remembered most of the lyrics, and we've got sort of social media, we've got the media, and these are things that we buy into that form us as men and women and people who we are, and I've got a horrible feeling that in the absence of anything else, I'm weirdly constructed out of a whole bunch of country and western songs and possibly the Wombles box set, which isn't country and western. Don't worry, I'm not going to bring the Wombles in, but let me bring you into the Coward of the County. Now, the Coward of the County is a lovely song about a guy whose dad died in prison, and he died. He was a fighter, and but the coward Tommy was he's a good lad, and all he wanted was love, and he didn't fight anybody because his dad said, "Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. I'll run away from trouble if you can. It won't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek," and blah de blah. So, all right. So there's the image, and the song could have ended there. It could have been a love story. He met Becky, they lived happily ever after, but no, country and western got its evil teeth into this, and. So we've got Tommy, Dad died in prison, violent man. Tommy decides not to be a violent man, falls in love with Becky. Everything's looking lovely. Unfortunately, one day, I'm quoting directly from the song, while he was working, the Gatlin boys came calling. Now, I'm guessing the Gatlin boys weren't selling encyclopedias, because they took turns at Becky, and there was 3 of them. So we don't like the Gatlin boys. They are bad people. So
I mean, this song is grimmer than El Paso.
It is, isn't it? So
and considering this was, I mean, I can't say for sure it was number 1, but it was,
I think it was
high top 10.
Yeah. So Tommy returns home. And I'm going to quote from the word according to the Gospel of Kenny of the Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
That's an unfortunate phrase. I'm not going to use that phrase ever again.
It's not the name for this song, is it?
So Tommy opened up the door and saw Becky crying. Right? Okay. So that's bad. The torn dress, the shattered look, was more than he could stand. So we've got empathy there, we've got love, we've got all these wonderful things. Okay, so he really feels for her. So what's his first reaction? Well, he reaches above the fireplace and takes down his daddy's picture. As tears fell on his daddy's face, he heard the words again, "Promise me something, blah, blah, blah." So what does he do next? Well, he buggers off to the pub to have a fight with the Gatlin boys. Becky is still lying there in bits, going, "Hold on. You've come in, you've talked a bloody picture. Now you've buggered off to the pub to have some fight with some... What about... Where do I fit... Where's the love, Tommy? What on earth was going on there? So long story short, he duffs up the Gatlin boys, and Becky, well, she goes off with the milkman, who was altogether more feely touchy.
Yeah. That's right, because Ernie was a tender soul.
He was, yes. I mean, he was much better than 2 Ton 10 from Teddington. he drove the baker's van. But that's a tangent that...
That's a story for another day.
So, there we are. Basically, all I'm saying is country western made me the man I am today, and I'm not terribly sure I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, that's... the way you've described it there, his reaction is very 1970s, which is quite apt, because that's where the song comes from.
That's right, yeah.
I think, from what I remember of the song, it's not a period piece either. It's actually just meant to be a contemporary story. Yeah, there's no sort of riding out into El Paso and falling in love with Mexican If anything,
girls.
it would probably have revolved around pickup trucks.
Yeah. Actually, now it's got a pickup truck in it. That makes it far more contemporary. I'm just thinking of Becky going, So what are you doing?
What about a bit of understanding here?
A hug. Give us a hug. He's talking to a picture.
Yeah. I mean, that's the least he could do, because those lyrics, they might not be graphic, but they're plain.
Oh,
and,
they are.
Obvious.
I mean, it is. There's no guesswork to be had there.
If you're listening as a kid or as a young adult, you might not get all the references first time round, but after a few listens, it's apparent.
But spoiler alert: the Gatlin boys get it.
Hooray.
Yay! So that was my drummer, who I shoehorned in because that's
Because you felt you had to have a drummist.
yeah. So there we are.
Yeah. So was that your number 3?
That was my number 3. Yeah.
Right. So my number 3 is going to be. Yes, it's going to be Joey Douglas.
Right.
Now he's going to be playing the resonator guitar or lap steel guitar.
See, I was really wanting to get somebody that kind of guitar, not to be confused with the Hawaiian.
Of course, yeah,
yeah, because they're very similar instruments, and not to be confused with a stylophone, which is which is obviously featured in Telstar and Space Oddity. What am I talking about, James? James, save me. I'll stop
about
talking
200
now.
words a minute by the sound of it. Put the brakes on.
The brakes are on. We're back in the room.
Thank God, I've probably got about 30 seconds before he starts again.
How dare you?
So, the resonator guitars. If you're not familiar with the term, there's basically 2 types. So you've got your round neck, and if you picture a standard guitar, you're going to have the flat neck where the frets are, and on the other side, with one type, you've got a rounded neck like a traditional guitar, so you can play that strung around your neck or sat on your lap, however you want. And the other type, they have a square neck, so they're designed specifically for sitting on your lap.
Okay.
Now, the reason they're called resonators is they've got like a metal cone in the sound box. So, you know where the sound hole is on the guitar?
Yeah.
That's enlarged and it's got a metal cone inside. And that's how you get the loud sound. They were invented in the early part of the 20th century.
Okay.
So that guitarists could try and compete with brass instruments.
Oh, right. I had no idea. I thought that it was a newer thing, but I had no idea. Right.
Yeah, they're a good 100 years old now.
Crikey.
So that's your basics. And if you have someone talking about a dobro is really, it's just a brand name.
Okay.
So it's a brand name that became generic, like Hoover for vacuum cleaners or Westminster for corruption. Now, in terms of Joey Douglas himself, he's going to be best known really for 2 things. He has done his own solo albums, but he's going to be best known as part of Alison Krauss's regular band, Union Station. So he's done several albums with Alison as part of Union Station, but his other big project is as part of the house band for the Transatlantic Sessions. Does that ring a bell? No. In the early 2000s, it might have started actually in the late 90s, but there was half a dozen series made of music shows, and they were set in a castle or a hotel somewhere in Scotland.
Right.
And they would have artists from the British Isles and from America, and it would just be it was basically like a round robin. They'd just sit in with each other and they'd play a tune or jam. Fascinating series of programs.
Do you know that's running a dim and distant bell? That
it was a BBC and RTE collaboration.
Right.
RTE being the Irish broadcaster.
Yeah, I think that's another urge you've given me to go and look that up. And
it was either BBC 2 or it was BBC 4.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have a gobble.
So they're worth looking up.
Yeah.
And recommended listening. I'm going to say just pick any of the Transatlantic Sessions that he features on, because all 6 series have got gems worth discovering.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first time you hear that instrument, it's wild, isn't it? It's just
it's
so
different.
So different.
If you're only used to having seen or heard traditional guitars.
Yeah.
Not only does it look weird, but but it sounds very different. As
Well,
well.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I've never seen one. I'm just imagining this thing with a metal cone sort of coming out of the... Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cone is hidden in the body.
Yeah.
And you know where you have the bridge that the strings go over?
Yes.
The bridge rests on top of the cone.
Wow.
So as the strings are struck, the vibrations go through the wood of the bridge.
Okay.
And the metal cone will resonate more than the wood would on its own, because wood absorbs the sound.
Right.
So it gives it more volume.
Who would have come up with... I mean, it's like so many inventions. Who would have gone, do you know, what we need here is a metal cone? And people go, what on earth are you talking about? Yeah.
But, I mean, I can imagine lots of conversations of guitarists sitting around. This is obviously the pre-electricity days, before electric guitars.
Yes.
Going, we've got to be louder. How can we compete with those bloody trumpets?
I know.
No one's hearing the thing we're playing.
I know.
But then to make the tangential leap to, I know, we need a metal cone, like you get on an amplifier. Yeah. What's an amplifier?
Yes.
You'll find out in 20 years.
The thing that has yet to be invented. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. But,
actually, I wonder
you're
if that
going
was
to have to wait. And
I wonder if that was instrumental. So they've seen this and they think, hold on a second, if we develop that into... what a tangled web we weave.
Indeed. And I'm just thinking perhaps maybe the inspiration partly came from the shape of the horns on trumpets.
I wonder. Yes.
Or trombones,
Yeah, because that amplifies the music, doesn't it? So it gets it out there. Yeah. Wow, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, nice one. So...
Who's your next gadget then?
So, well, one of us had to do it, and I had a feeling that
you're taking one for the seam here, are
you? You wouldn't be so predictable as to come up with.
Are you calling me an anorak?
No, well, I'm calling you somebody who has such a wealth of knowledge at your fingertips. You're not going to go, dear listener. Here's somebody obvious for you to listen to, because
Please
people
keep talking. My ego is loving this.
So, I've gone for your Johnny Cash on the rhythm guitar.
Johnny with the rhythm method.
Yes, Folsom Prison Blues, I think, is just fantastic.
And again, it's for a second time this show, Buddy Harman gets... not Buddy Harman, Marshall Grant.
Yes. So you've got that, and so Folsom City Blues came out in 1955. And the interesting thing about Johnny Cash, in case you don't know, in case we haven't bored you with this already, that Johnny Cash brought this music to prisons. He saw people in prison as having value. He would play in prisons, and I'm sure the authorities, and I'm sure my wise comrade here will embellish my story somewhat, because he knows these things. But so he went to prison, much against the advice of, the whole world, and was hugely well received. So that was 1955, and one of the lines in that song, which I think was seen as I don't know, a bit provocative, was, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Amazing, Christopher. That's just like the record.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. In fact, I am the reincarnation. But yeah, he shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. And that's your Johnny Cash. What a dude.
So that's what people got up to before they invented television.
Yeah. So far, what we've got the devil going down to Georgia. We've got somebody shooting somebody just to watch him die. We've got somebody shooting somebody because he fancies somebody who didn't fancy him in the first place. This is a mess.
You're the absolute epitome of all the country stereotypes.
I think we could write a song out of off the side of this. That we all we need is a dead dog, and we're away.
That's it. Yeah, my wife died and my dog left me.
Yeah. 400 kids in a crock in the field, I think is how it went.
Something like that.
So There he is, rhythm guitar, Johnny Cash. I know it's wasted,
Excellent.
and I'm sure he'll be doing a bit of singing as well.
Well, that's it. But like I said earlier, you've got to make the best of your band members. So if you can double them up, great. And I've got someone here that's going to be playing something that you're quite taken with.
Is it a theremin? Is it a theremin? Did somebody play?
It's not. It's not electrical in the slightest. It has more in common, perhaps, with a resonator guitar. And I sometimes think, that maybe a good nickname for it could be the Devil's Frying Pan. But
Devil's Frying. Oh, yes, nice.
Are you getting warm?
I am. Ding, 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 ding.
You are. You're spot on. You're red hot. It's the banjo.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm going to have Gillian Welsh in the band playing banjo. She just qualifies for the Old Anorak because her first album was released in '96.
Wow, right.
So we're getting close to that.
Because wasn't it banned?
Finishing line.
Wasn't it banned in America in '97? They just said no more banjos, along with the accordion and bagpipes, just gone.
Yeah, that's probably the.
I love the banjo.
The Devil's House Band, isn't it?
Yeah. So.
So I wanted the banjo sound, but I wanted it to be a bit more contemporary than like the old timers of like Earl Scruggs, and I nearly said Gillian. It's Gillian. It's the hard G, but it's spelt the same.
All right.
But she could do vocals as well, so I get a great twofer there.
Yeah, you do.
Two for the price of one.
Fantastic.
Which is what I was referring to earlier when it was a case of, I'm not cheating, but I'm getting the most out of my band.
Yeah.
And I didn't know where I was going with this exactly, this show today, because like you say, I'm probably not going to be too obvious with something like this, but it's a case of where do you just come down and actually make a decision.
I know. Right, so what are we looking for? What music are we looking for?
What I'm looking for, I'm just trying to lean towards an Appalachian sound.
Okay.
Not bluegrass exactly, but something sound-wise that's closer to the Anglo-Scots-Irish traditions that country music is rooted in.
All right.
And Gillian Welsh fits the bill. Her fiddle playing and her approach to music is very much Americana, and she she feels to me like one of those foundational artists for the genre of Americana.
Right.
Because it's really only been around 20 or 30 years. But just to finish, you can't mention Gillian Welsh without her musical partner David Rawlins. And you know what, I wouldn't be too surprised if he sits in on a few sessions. So there you go. There's a sneaky backdoor extra for you.
Right. So.
In terms of recommended listening, I'm just going to plump for her debut album, Revival.
Okay.
I haven't heard a bad record of hers, and the beginning is a good place to start.
Okay. That's so Revival. Gillian
Welsh.
Fantastic. Thank you for that.
Almo Sounds from '96.
See what you've done. James, I've got a life I'm trying to live, and you've just given me all these bloody references to listen to stuff.
Yes, and I will be asking questions.
That's so exciting, though. I love this, and the idea of contemporary banjo and sort of contemporary, well, more contemporary. Because
I mean, it's still 30 years old, but
I know.
Compared to Earl Scruggs, it's
yeah. So, so now I'm still cracking on. I'm afraid.
You whip crack away.
Now, this next person is shoehorned in because they're brilliant, and.
There's still going to be death, isn't there?
Actually, yeah, there is.
Yeah. Hooray!
So it was the 3rd of June, another
Sleepy, dusty day
Till
today.
today. And I love the fact that whenever I well, for a long time when I was on Facebook, that you would say it's
Happy Bobby Gentry Day
that's right.
on the 3rd of June.
So anyway, Bobby Gentry, and
No way.
just a little scratching under the surface. She plays everything. So I've brought her in as an acoustic guitar player, but she plays everything. Anything you can possibly imagine.
Playing is fine, isn't it?
So she plays everything. She's just fantastic. And her voice is fantastic, and her songwriting is fantastic. So, so the song is Ode to Billy Joe, and there is death in that. And again, it's a story. It's a wonderful story that really drags you in, and it's based around a conversation around a dinner table with the family, and it is superb. The song, which came out in 67, it had a film made of it in 1976, and it was a B movie. It was another.
It's not very good.
I liked it.
Did you?
I liked the way the two characters spoke to each other in exaggerated English prose. It was like their own little secret language. It was almost Shakespearean in the way they spoke to each other, and I love that kind of little secret world that they sort of developed with each other.
It's a little bit like the way twins might communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
where did you find it? Was it YouTube?
What, the film? Yeah. I remember seeing it. It was a Sunday afternoon about 1,000 years ago.
Oh right, I thought it was recently you watched it.
No, and I have watched it recently and loved it every bit as much.
I think I might have to go and track it down now
because
and have a look.
But it's because I'm romantic like that, and it is country and western. Well, country right to the core, because somebody dies, and it's.
Yeah, and you've got the mystery, haven't you?
You have. So
what's thrown off the bridge?
Yeah, the day Billy Joe. Yeah, I mean, why did Billy Joe McAllister jump off the Tallahatchie Bridge? Why? What was the story behind that?
It's like, why did the chicken cross the road? We'll never find out these things.
This is it. So, just a superb songwriter, and
oh, she's fantastic.
So she had to be in my band. There's no way she wasn't going to be in there.
You know, I thought of lots and lots of people.
Yeah.
Particularly when I was thinking about a singist.
Yeah.
And you know what? She didn't pop up in my mind.
Right, interesting.
Didn't occur to me.
But if you think of the vast wealth of stuff that you've got to dig into, you've got imagine when you start thinking about it, there's about a zillion artists and a zillion songs suddenly went. Pfft.
Yeah, the first thing I thought of to try and narrow things down was what kind of period do I want to pull these people from?
Sure.
Am I trying for a particular sound?
Yeah.
And I didn't really decide that I was going to want to guide it towards a certain kind of sound until this morning.
Yeah.
Because I had the first two guys. I had Marshall Grant and Buddy Harmon. And the others I just didn't come up with until this morning.
Right.
Because it was like, no, that doesn't feel right. They don't fit. That's too obvious. No, they're not obscure enough. All the usual know-it-all Anna-Rakish sort of excuses for dismissing someone.
Yeah, it's like going back. I can't tell people about this because they might have heard of it. And
yeah, a bit like your story in reference to our early days at NELP.
That's
so
right.
We've got it in finally.
We did, yes.
Yes. When you said that you'd always thought Elvis was uncool, and then you met me, and it's like, what? You mean it's okay to say you like Elvis?
You like Elvis, and then that just opened the door to everything, like ABBA, and the Wombles box set, and
you can suddenly bring it out and blow the dust off.
Yeah, it's okay. Anything's okay.
Yeah,
because
it's all A-OK.
yeah. So brilliant stuff. So where are we?
So, yeah. Have you done 5?
I've done 5, but I might have.
Right.
One more.
I'll tell you what, I'll complete my 5 and then
Yeah.
you can slip your extra one in at the end,
Thank you. You're very kind.
to coin a phrase. So, for vocals, this probably wouldn't surprise some people that have known me over the last 20 or 30 years. My vocalist is going to be Nancy Griffith.
Right.
And it's just another artist and a band member who's a very nice twofer.
Right.
Two for the price of one, because her guitar picking is quite distinctive as well, and she's really accomplished a guitarist.
Right.
And I've been in love with Nancy a little bit,
That's
since the first CD of hers I bought.
Yeah.
And it's, it's one of those occasions when I've actually made a specific effort over many years to track down all the albums, and as far as I know, I've even got all the bootlegs as well.
But when that music grabs your heart, you have very little choice, do you?
Mm-hmm.
As to just go, yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
It took me quite a few years to track down her albums until I came up to date.
Okay.
So that I was at the same point with everyone else who was a fan of waiting for the next one.
Yeah.
There was nothing more to buy. I'd reached the limits, as it were, of the Nancy Griffith universe. We had to wait for it to expand a bit more.
Right.
But she's an arch collaborator as well. And who knows where this band could end up, who could have playing as a guest. So that's my singer. Her and Gillian Welsh are also excellent songwriters, so we're going to have plenty of material.
Fantastic. I'm loving this. I'm just thinking that you've got all these multi-talented individuals just, I don't know, riffing and gluing stuff together.
I think if you're going to be choosing, a fantasy band and you're going to limit yourself to like 5 members at most, why not get those with more than one string to their bow?
Yeah. Nice.
And double your money.
Yeah. And you've done that beautifully.
And I'm just going to leave this bit with my recommended listening. And it's the first CD I bought of hers. Nancy Griffith, The MCA Years, a Retrospective.
Okay.
Which was unsurprisingly on the MCA label.
Clever.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I like what they did there.
Yeah.
And that came out in 1993. So,
Did it
Christopher,
really? Right.
you've got an extra bit.
I do, and it kind of fits in with my earlier rantings. Now, I've got a backing singer, and the backing singer is because I think she belongs. She needs to have a place in this environment. She needs to be in here, and again, she's a predictable choice.
I think I know who it is.
Uh-huh.
I won't say anything.
So I went for Dolly Parton because
That's what I was thinking of.
I think as a human being, she is lovely inside and out. She just exudes just great humanity. And which didn't stop me from picking a song that I want to pick apart in a sort of A-level sociology kind of way. Because what was she thinking? So the story goes that in 1973, thereabouts, she came across a bank teller that her then husband, Carl Dean, was flirting with. And in no time at all, we had, and I have the words here, Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. I mean, what did that do to the feminist movement? I would just. I mean, if he's just going, what is?
You know, you could take the feminist response from a different angle.
Yeah.
Because she's asserting herself.
Yeah. But there's a bit of pleading in there, and the line that kind of breaks my heart in this is the line, "I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you, and whatever you decide to do, Jolene."
Yeah, that's utterly helpless.
It's just heartbreaking, and So, but again, it is so country, isn't it? It's so. I mean, it does yank at your heartstrings. It does sort of tear your heart. Now that I've thrown my script away, which I'm not going to go over that. It came out in 1970 odd, and it was just Dolly Parton just being her usual brilliant self. But
yeah, it's a great track,
isn't it? And if you've never listened to Dolly Parton, just go and find some of her stuff and just enjoy it.
Go and get those early 70s albums.
So she's my backing singer because I wanted to talk about Jolene and I wanted to talk about her being brilliant. So there we are. So our bands, James, are complete.
They are, Christopher.
We have created these things, these wonderful bands of our minds. It's really funny. So creating this, I thought punk would have been telling me more about me than this, but this feels like my formative years, sort of squashed into music. Yeah, crikey.
Yeah. See, this is the stuff that you've been talking about today. I mean, and it applies to me as well. This is the stuff that we grew up with.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It wasn't stuff we got to choose necessarily, because it would have been the grown-ups who had the radio on or put the LP on the record player.
Yeah.
Your punk days, that was you starting to find your own voice and decide on your own tastes and what have you, make your own choices.
Yeah.
So, like you said, this is your formative years.
Yeah. Wow.
Punk is your first attempt at maturity. And we know how that ended.
I think punk lasted for about 20 minutes, and then it was.
And then it was new wave.
Yeah.
It was new wave for everybody who was smart enough to see that you had to move on to make a career.
Yeah. But wow, what a journey that's been for me. What about you? How do you feel after that? I mean,
I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed both halves, because you went for I guess it's fair to say quite a traditional kind of country angle.
Yeah.
And the songs you chose, they were all great stories of really cinematic records.
Yeah.
One of them literally, being a movie. And I enjoyed my side of things because it was more Anarach-ish. So it's a nice contrast between the, if you like, old school and new school.
Yes, I mean, I'm looking forward to sort of dipping into your recommendations and just having a little listen to. I can't believe I'm calling 1996 contemporary. So
me neither, but I couldn't think of a better word for it.
No, but I bought into that immediately. So, dear listener, that's where we're at. So ends the house band that is country. What do we want people to do, James? What do we want people? What?
we want them to type more carefully than you were speaking just a moment ago.
How dare you? Yeah, my poaching.
Because we want them to get their message across when they tell us what their choice for a house band is.
Yes.
So get in the comments. Tell us what your ideal country band is.
Yeah.
up to 5 members, but a minimum of 3. And don't forget your recommendations. We need a recommended tune for everyone that's in there, so we can find out what they sound like.
Don't feel bad if you get a 6th member in, because, you know. But but where can you send your messages of bandness?
Well, stick them in the notes on the YouTube video.
Yeah, perfect.
That you're watching right now.
Yes.
And don't forget the usual YouTubery nonsense. You know, like likes and we've said comments and subscriptions.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. And you can also find us on the Substack.
Yep. So that is theoldanorak.substack.com.
And you can find us on Blue Sky.
Oh, it's great when you sing that.
Yep, I love seeing your eyes fill up.
That's so emotional.
Yes. Is that pity, I see? Yeah.
I think it's pain.
Yeah, pain. Yeah. Thank you.
Blue Sky, did you mention the Insta?
Oh yeah, we exist on Insta, yes, and we have been imaginatively named the Old Anorak there as well. So
it's marvellous how these things come together.
I know, it's almost like we planned it. Anyway, join us, do whatever you like, listen, share it. If this is the kind of shenanigans that you like, listen more, and if it's the kind of shenanigans you think somebody really old like us would enjoy, point it in their directions.
And next week, by the way,
yes,
we're going to be doing blues.
Are we now?
We are.
Right, that's going to be a challenge for me because I'm thick, and but next week I will endeavour to do my best to.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
To step up to the plate.
And I look forward to hearing your offerings and patronising you once again.
Please patronise me. I love that.
Okay.
So, right. That's us. I'm going to say I've been Chris Young, and this has been an absolute hoot. Thank you very much for listening and watching.
I'll say I've been Jim Lang. It's been a great afternoon's entertainment for us. And we'll see you next week.
Bye for now.